Hey, black people, before you start, yes, Charlie Kirk got pew-pew. This is not our fight. They literally kill us for less. Do not get on here talking about, and no, just because you don't agree with somebody politically means that. Stop! Stop it. Because I've already started seeing it. Stop. Let the white folks deal with that shit. It was a white-on-white crime. This is not our time to be black saviors to these motherfucking devils. Fuck. I've seen it 20 times. You get on my mother.
Glocks and prayers to Charlie Kirk. Just a reminder that one of the reasons that he supports the gun laws the way that they are is because he thinks that there's the opportunity for good people with a gun to stop bad people with a gun. I'm just curious how that worked out for him at this event that he was at. Was the person with the gun a bad person? Because I didn't see any good people stopping them. I don't agree with anybody getting shot. That's a lie, actually. I think it sucks to get shot. Does it happen? Yes. Should it? Not to children. But seeing this whole discourse over Charlie Kirk getting shot at an event, just a reminder too that he did say sometimes people are going to get shot. That's the loss we take with having such great gun law. I don't know. I think there's worse things happening in the world than Charlie Kirk getting shot by a gun that he voted to let that person have.
I'm telling you, these people are demons. Seriously. They are really demons. And again, I live by a creed, and there's a few things that I just stand on 100%. One of them being that I don't advocate for anybody to lose their life senselessly. And we got to really put this in perspective, right? Because Charlie Kirk was not somebody that was committing some crimes or doing something against kids or putting his hands on people or anything like that. Charlie Kirk died looking to have a conversation with people that thought differently than him. And so they are literally celebrating and talking about it's okay for a person to die because they had a political difference or ideology from a person that they didn't even really know in real life. Most of these people did not know him in real life, never met him before.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 15. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, both are detestable to the Lord. Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, pushing this doctrine of truth to the elect of the nation of Israel, who were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, pursuant to the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right, I wanted to do a response to a series of videos that I came across early this morning about on the heels of the Charlie Kirk assassination. Okay, and and it just goes to show you that our people will go out of their way to sympathize with these devils, the Edomites, okay, with the wicked. They go out of their way to sympathize with the wicked, okay? And we know who the wicked are. They are the Edomites, the so-called white man, okay, that's running the world and running the world into the ground by way of their beast system, okay, that he is happily a part of, this Anton Daniels coon, right? Because he's mad he's somehow amassed a fortune and seems to think that he's one of them, and seems to think that they have love and compassion for him and his people, okay? But he's sadly mistaken. He's going to learn the hard way in the coming months and the coming years, okay? Especially when Jacob's trouble gets started, okay? All you niggas that endorse this beast system are in store for a very, very rude awakening. All right? You're sitting up in here making videos about this devil who was assassinated. And I'm not saying you got to make fun of him. You got to ridicule him. No, I'm not saying that at all. You shouldn't. Okay? That's not cool. All right? However, there's no love lost here because he's a part of this beast system, and this beast system hates our people. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? They came here, they pillaged, they raped, they robbed, they took every goddamn thing that they wanted at the expense of our people, and you niggas act like they just came here and it was handed over to them without any bloodshed, without any violence, without any oppression, none of that. Okay, so miss me with your fake sympathy, you demon, you the demon. You know, the sister didn't say anything out of pocket. She said that this was the Edomites fight, and it is. Okay, because we didn't have anything to do with that. So why are you going to come on here condemning our people? Let's get that scripture again. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 15. And before I forget, fair use, I'm just not making this video for profit, any monetary profit whatsoever. It's just to edify our people. Proverbs 17, verse 15. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, both are detestable to the Lord, whose name is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? His name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right? So y'all want to acquit the guilty. You know, not mention anything that they've done in the way of oppression or oppressing our people. Okay? All of the policies that have disenfranchised our people, okay, that just, you know, reflect the hatred in their hearts that they have for us. Okay? But y'all all seem to overlook that. Okay? And all of a sudden you get these bleeding hearts for this dude. Charlie Kirk, I didn't know who he was. Well, I had seen him before, but I never really paid attention to his talking points. And I heard a couple sound bites yesterday, and he had nothing but hatred and disdain for our people. He generalized, he stereotyped, and didn't say one kind word about you so-called Negroes and so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Ever. All the sound bites I heard, all he did was condemn our people and make it sound like that we were all degenerates. Okay? So all he did was promote Edomite supremacy while promoting, you know, black degeneracy and inferiority. This is what they do. Okay, this is what this nation was founded upon. Okay, hatred for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans while uplifting themselves. Okay, and I don't understand why you dumb niggas can't see that. Okay, it just blows my mind the amount of compassion and sympathy and empathy that you niggas seem to have for your oppressor. Okay, because they never show that kindness and compassion and love and sympathy and empathy for our people, no matter what or how our people are persecuted. I mean, how many innocent people have our people been, how many innocent Israelites have been killed in the streets by the police? Okay, Tamir Rice always comes to mind because he was a 12-year-old. All right, all the vitriol that I saw from these Edomites coming out the woodworks, condemning this little boy. He was playing with a toy gun. The police got out the car, didn't ask questions. They shot and asked questions later after they killed him, after they blew him away and took his life, right? Didn't give him the benefit of the doubt as a 12-year-old kid. Hey, maybe that's a toy gun, okay? Or maybe we can stand off from a distance and verify whether or not he has a real gun or a toy gun. Now, we don't get that benefit of the doubt because those devils don't see us as human beings, okay? So because they don't see us as human beings, they're not going to show compassion or empathy or sympathy whatsoever under any circumstances, ever, right? This is why they always shoot first and ask questions later, okay? Last week I saw a couple videos about Edomites One actually stabbed a police officer, and they didn't pull out their gun and shoot him, right? The same week, I saw a Israelite man on the street. He walked up on a cop, and he blew him away in front of his son. Okay, where is the love? Where was the outrage? Okay, where was the compassion? Where was the sympathy from the Edomites? You didn't see them making videos condemning the actions of their people, but you always see these coon-ass niggas like this coon right here. I can't wait till the Lord opens up a can of whip-ass through judgment on you niggas, and he's going to persecute you through your oppressor. These devils that you love so much, the Lord is going to take you out through them. They're going to shed your blood. You watch and you mark my words. You want to show so much love and compassion. And he's not the only one. Here's another coon.
So, I just saw a video of a B-Dub, of course, of all people, saying that black men's obsession with Charlie Kirk is weird. And then went into this whole tirade about, him losing his life and saying that if it was one of us that lost our life, he would use it as a talking point or whatever.
And he would. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's what those devils do. It sees every opportunity and minute to disgrace our people, to belittle us, and to further dehumanize us. Okay, with their talking points. This is what they do. He wouldn't have shed one tear. He wouldn't have expressed 1 ounce of sympathy or compassion. He wouldn't have said any kind words, right? On behalf of the family of the person who was assassinated. I mean, hell, you got Donald Trump coming out here speaking out on this devil's behalf, right? Was Donald Trump ever moved to publicly issue a statement regarding any of our people, being killed mercilessly on the street for no reason? No, you wouldn't. You know why? Because they hate you. These people hate every fiber of your being, okay? And they certainly wouldn't be making videos about your black ass if you were blown away by one of the cops, okay? Or by another Edomite who just wanted to blow you away just on GP, right? Did you see compassion from these devils during Katrina? No, they were riding around in their trucks, the good old boys, picking our people off like they were wild game. Like they were animals, right? Where was the sympathy? Where was the outrage? Where was the outcry? Because now I hear there's a documentary floating around or in circulation talking about how these devils were doing exactly that during Katrina. There's no outrage there. No one gives a shit, right? But here it is. This devil was executed by one of his own, and you niggas got to come out with your bleeding hearts and sympathy and compassion, condemning your own people. Boy, there's a special judgment waiting for all you niggas, all right, that idolize your oppressor.
I'm going to say this, and I mean this. I don't know what has happened to black people over the past 20 years, but when someone passes away, for whatever reason, even if you disagree with them, I was always taught you don't speak ill of the dead. I was always taught that
these fucking devils speak ill of our dead all the time. And you niggas don't say a damn thing. You don't make any videos condemning it, right? You're trying to show your humanity and your compassion for these devils. And I'm going to tell you, man, like I said, you guys are in store for a very, very rude awakening. Each and every one of you black ass fucking coons, man. I can't wait until the Lord punishes you niggas and every member of your goddamn family for all the hatred that you're showing towards your own people. Okay, because you ain't showing love to them, right? I mean, it's funny how you're only moved to say things about your people, okay? But all the evil and the wickedness they're doing to our people in the process of, during the course of setting up their beast system, so they can further oppress you, and you ain't got a goddamn thing to say about it, do you? Fucking coons.
That you respect the dead. Why you people, my people, have become some of the most demonic, some of the most hateful people walking the globe.
The most hateful people walking the globe. But you don't think that about Charlie Kirk and his people, okay? When did we enslave them? When did we persecute them? We're not the ones who shot Charlie Kirk, you fucking nigga. Who was responsible for taking him out? And I'll tell you, because I think, and I'm just talking through the spirit, talking as a man, all right? I think this was definitely orchestrated by the Edomites, the wicked, those in power. Why? Because they are trying to establish their new world order. But in order to achieve that new world order, right, order has to be made or established, but out of chaos, okay? Chaos has to be created first before the order is established, okay? So by the time that order is established, everybody's going to be begging for order. Everybody's going to be begging for peace and safety, right? I mean, this is a page out of the playbook of the devil. This is what they've been doing ever since they've been in power. Okay, like the saying goes, the devil is in the details. Okay, and these devils are definitely in these details. Okay, because they play both sides, the right and the left. Right, two wings of the same bird. Okay, going in the same destination. And where's that destination? The New World Order. Okay, and it won't be deviating from off that path, right? So it doesn't matter if you're on the left side or the right side. Everybody's going to the same destination, okay? But those of us that are in the spirit, okay, in this truth, those of us that are walking in the spirit, those of us of the hopeful elect, okay, we see through these devil's devices, all right? And we see what they're trying to do.
You out here celebrating Charlie Kirk dying. And you're not doing it because he's white. You celebrated when Kobe died. You celebrated when Kevin Samuels died. You're just a miserable, hateful group of people.
Nah, nigga. Nah, the people that you got your bleeding heart for are the hateful, evil, wicked people. You look what they're doing to the world. You look at the policies that they are creating. Further disenfranchising our people, further oppressing our people, making it impossible for our people to survive. Okay, yeah, they're affected too, but this is all being done primarily to affect the people of the Lord, because they know that their time in rulership is coming to a grinding halt. It's coming to an end. Okay, so miss me with your bleeding heart, bitch ass nigga.
And it's disgusting.
I got one more to play.
Charlie Kirk was just shot in the neck in Utah. And I just want to say that this shit is a real tragedy. Now, this is not a tragedy because he had kids. No. This is not a tragedy because he was a husband. This is not a tragedy because he was a loving son. No, all the above. Regardless if he had kids, husband, any of that. A human being that had an opinion. They tried to take his life because he had different views. Come on. That is ridiculous. They tried to take his life over having an opinion. Look, regardless of whether you're left, right, if you support him or not, we have freedom of speech. We have the right to have our own values. What I value, you might not value. What I think is ridiculous might be extremely important to you. But that's the thing about the human experience. We're all made to be different. Shouldn't nobody have their life taken or an attempt on their life over how they feel? And on top of that, he wasn't out here robbing nobody. He wasn't out here touching you or your family, doing harm to you and yours. The man had an opinion. So the fact that you want to take his life over that, come on, we gotta do better. Y'all take it easy. So,
yeah, the same devil who espoused Christian values, right? The same devil who supposedly believed in Jesus Christ. Well, let's see what this brother here has to say about Christian values, okay? How was this country established? All right, and it's not like they're not promoting this Edomite supremacy ideology, okay? They didn't stop. They're still doing it.
You studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama, and I can say you, because you're part of the whole system, you profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say, I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
Khan, beautifully articulated, okay? Because this is at the forefront of the Edomite's mind, okay? Reinforcing this whole ideology, okay? He explained this perfectly in 1 minute, all right? And again, this is still promoted today. It's 2025, okay? Now, it's not as overt. Well, it is to the elect, all right? We see it for what it is. It never went away. It's not subtle to me, okay? You just look at their laws, all right? Look at the currency. Look at the money. Whose face is on the goddamn currency, right? Who's running the White House? Who's running Congress? Who's running the House of Representatives predominantly, okay? I mean, we see what's taking place in this world, but our people want to act like they're oblivious to it. They want to turn a blind eye to all the oppression and all the evil that these devils are doing, all right? Because they got a piece of the pie. They got a piece of the American pie, and they're comfortable. Well, the Lord's going to take your comforts away real soon, you degenerates, all of you. Angry Man, Anton Daniels, this coon, whoever he is. All right, let's get some more scriptures. Let's read Proverbs 17 again, verse 15. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent. Our people love doing that. All right, and those videos perfectly illustrate that. But both are detestable to the Lord. Because they're detestable to the Lord's going to judge you niggas for it. Okay? The Lord is going to judge all you niggas for your acquitting the guilty and condemning your own people. Now again, I'm not saying it's okay for them to be making videos, making fun of his assassination. Now, the Lord did ordain it, right? Of course he did. Let's get the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, because the issues of death, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is responsible for, okay? Let's get it in the King James Version, if I can find it. Damn, the hell is it? Right here. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Okay, so the Lord took out Charlie Kirk. All right, that was judgment. The Lord was judging him. He didn't judge him because he was a good man. He took him out because he was wicked. Right? But again, you niggas want to justify the wicked. All right, now what I was saying, they got to bring order out of chaos, right? So they're creating the chaos now. So this is why you're seeing what the chaos that you're seeing, the division amongst people, right? Let's get it. This is the NLT. King James Version 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? And our own people is showing that their love for their own people is waxing cold. They got more love for their enemy Esau, Edom, right, than they have for their own people. This is why they are compelled to make videos like this condemning their own people, right? This ain't our fight. We don't have nothing to do with it. We didn't take Charlie Kirk out, or I don't think our people had anything to do. I know they didn't. And if they find that Jake was responsible for it, I guarantee you 100% he was put up to do it. Okay? This is how these devils work. Okay? We are hip to these devils' devices. Let's go to the book of Exodus, because you niggas need to learn. Thou shalt, this is Exodus chapter 23, verse 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report, put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Okay, and that's exactly what these influencers have been doing by making these videos, right? They're putting their hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. They're making themselves unrighteous because they are joining hand in hand in terms of ideology and philosophy with the wicked, with their oppressor. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Let's look at that in the NLT. You must not pass along false rumors. You must not cooperate with evil people by lying on the witness stand. And that's exactly what these niggas are doing, right? You must not follow the crowd in doing wrong. And in this case, who's the crowd? The Edomites, because they're the majority. And they are the wicked. They are the evil people that the Bible's speaking of. When you are called to testify in a dispute, do not be swayed by the crowd to twist justice. And that's what they're doing. They're being swayed by these Edomite principles and these talking points, right? Because they want to side with the oppressor, right? They identify with the oppressor, okay? They couldn't care less about their own people because they don't speak out against the wrongdoings against our people. You never see it, especially Anton Daniels. You can't tell this nigga he ain't an Edomite. And I wouldn't be surprised to learn that he was, in fact, an Edomite. Devil. Let's go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Because it tells you all about your oppressor. Okay? And when you read this, those of us of the elect say, yep, these are the Edomites, all right. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. And our shepherds have no pity for us. Okay? You got these influencers. I'm not saying they're shepherds, but they're people that that a lot of our people look up to, obviously, because if you read their comments, they're in favor, they're in support of this demon right here. Look how many comments, and I just went through the comments, and just about every last one of them, you know, saying rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and you were right, Anton. Thank you for. It's just it's pathetic, man. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And this is why the Lord is going to bring forth judgment on all you coons, man. All right. Anyway, I don't want to belabor a point, but I just want to tell you or say that, you know, you Israelites that are married to this beast system, you better come out of it. All right. You better remove yourselves from this system, because the Lord is really about to ramp up the judgments. Okay. You come out of this beast system, return to the ways of the Heavenly Father, repent, okay, and establish your faith, more importantly, because you're going to need it, all right? Don't be this guy, because he is already marked for death by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right? This nigga and niggas like him, okay? I'm not even going to call him an Israelite. He's a nigga as far as I'm concerned, and I can't stand niggas. They are cancers, they're toxic, they're maggots. And they are worthy of the sword. Let's say that. All right? All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.